Hi, my name is Richard Crawford, host of Supply and Demand, an enlightening webcast show where we delve into the dynamic world of the global supply chain and where we navigate through the complexities, disruptions, and innovations that shape this vital network of interconnected businesses. Now, from sourcing raw materials to delivering finished products, we'll uncover the challenges that arise at each stage and explore the strategies for optimizing efficiency and sustainability. And each week, we'll highlight and discuss a specific supply chain event. Now, this week, my co-host, Kerim Kefuri, is boots on the ground, quite literally. And he's actually attending the Home Delivery World 2024 in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Kerim, are you there, buddy? I think he's just coming in. We'll get him in. He's coming in live. So let's see. Here he is. Kerim, are you there? There he is. There's his happy face right there. How are you, buddy?
I'm good, Richard. How are you? How's it
I'm
going?
doing good. I introduced you there, and then you didn't show up. I was like, "What? Does he just not love me anymore?"
Man of mystery just magically appear out of thin air. I'm here. I'm here, and in Philadelphia, the city of brotherly love.
Yeah.
It's so great to be back here.
Yeah.
Got in late last night, and the first thing I did is I said, "Look, I gotta go right to Pat's and Gino's and get a cheesesteak, a cheese whip." And I don't know for the audience who knows about the differences in cheesesteaks, but you got to be very specific. I mean, let me tell you a little bit about this because it's kind of funny. I went to Pat's.
Yeah.
They have two windows. So I go up to the first window, and at the first window, all you do is order your cheesesteak. You cannot say I want a Coke or fries or anything else. You tell me what you want on your cheesesteak, and that's it. And it's very specific. Like I was like, oh, I'll have some like lettuce, like no lettuce. I'll have some of this, none of this. It's your choices are mushroom, onions, all this kind of stuff. You can't have really anything else that makes any sense, other than what you want to have.
Kerim,
Is the point.
Say hi to Patrick back there. Well, he was trying to be he was trying
Patrick
to be a sneaky cameraman.
I know. Just because I wanted him. I know. I saw Patrick. It's okay.
Hey, listen. It's like the soup. It's like the soup Nazi in Seinfeld. No soup for you. No cheesesteak for you if you don't order it right.
That was it. So I did the cheesesteak and I got it with whiz and with onions, no lettuce, none of that stuff, and got that way. And then just decided to get a little adventurous. They had another little counter, and I'm like, maybe I'll get some like chicken fingers too, and try some other things. And nah. Let's keep the cheesesteaks in Philly. That's what you do. You go there, you get your cheesesteaks, and you don't really mess around otherwise.
They don't manage to serve millions of people a year because you hang around deciding what you want on it, right? It's just like efficient.
Yeah,
what do you want? Here it
efficient.
is. Get out. Instagram it and get out.
It's logistics. It is the logistics of cheesesteaks. And I guarantee you, if we did a little analysis, we could basically look at it and say, they sell an extra XYZ millions of cheesesteaks simply because they have a system. Nobody screws around. You go to the thing, you get your cheesesteak, you put onions on it, you do what you do, and that's it. Anyway, this conversation is not about cheesesteaks and food. It is about logistics.
Technically, we've segued into what we're going to talk about, and it is the final delivery part when you're there.
It is
right.
It is.
So speaking of which, tell us about the event you're at.
Home Delivery World here at the Philadelphia Convention Center. Basically, it's a very logistics heavy type of a show. So, I'm going to be moderating a couple of panels here. One of them is moderating for Maersk, the overseas shipping and logistics company, which I can't be more thrilled about. I mean, the fact that they have me moderating a panel for them really makes me very honored in that way. Earlier today, had a little interview that we did as well with One Rail, our friends with One Rail who are here. But you're seeing a lot of other great companies here, like Bollinger is here for electric vehicles. You've got Ryder trucks and Ryder transport. You've got behind me, as you can see, Walmart has a huge kind of go local sort of initiative that they're doing here. And really, everybody is sort of like kind of cracking the code around last mile, domestic transport, and then anything that kind of relates to that as far as in the ordering cycle when it regards to inventory management and ordering and procurement and really just those things that happen primarily at like the store level and then directly come into, okay, now we need to fulfill this from like a domestic warehouse. So the trucking needs to not go from like the port picking something up to deliver it, but it's running over to some warehouse to then get it to that Target or that Walmart or whatever else it is, and the efficiencies that happen with that. So we've got elements of RFID codes. We've got some robot inventorying type of companies that are here, and kind of pick and pack type of fulfillment and warehousing type of stuff as well that comes into this world of sort of last mile shipping, freight, and logistics. So this is what this show is really all about, which we talk about it and we always say last mile, and in many ways you kind of think that may be like an afterthought or something that logistically is like in the background, but the reality of it is that last mile should be the first concern. And I say that because if the products don't get to that final delivery site or to that final location, it's all for naught. It didn't matter whether the production was done well or the ordering was done right or this or that or whatever else had happened. So technically, I'm gonna go on the record and say last mile should be first concern. Maybe I'll write something about that, because I really think that's a really, really important takeaway here as you see these companies and you say to yourself, yeah, they're getting it from like, that final part to the final delivery location. But geez, if they couldn't get that part right, then what a major disaster we would have. And the pandemic proved that, because you couldn't get enough truckers, you couldn't get enough logistical support to get goods, from A to B to C to D, and it created bottlenecks and disruption and empty stores. You remember those videos that we would see of just like empty shelves? Yeah. Well, that happened because of the last mile scenario and fulfillment and supply. It's all connected. So
right. And what are some of the obvious hurdles in the last mile outside of the pandemic, which you just talked about? But let's talk about the last mile in the sense of getting it to someone's front door, the consumer, the client. I guess that would be on a retail level.
Yeah, I mean, it really depends. You've got business to business and you got business to consumer, and these are going to be two different sides of the business, and both of those require some level of logistical support and transport and kind of some of the last mile. Each one of them has their independent sort of parameters and things you have to deal with. Obviously, we're talking about things like fulfillment by Amazon and Amazon Prime services and trucking and vans and little sprinter cars that kind of deliver packages every single day with that business to consumer model. And then you get these large scale trucks and huge transport groups like Ryder and like some of these Penske and these big groups that are here that are working on, getting stuff from big warehouses to other locations. And that could be everything from cold storage, like food products, to just, things that are, holiday stocking stuffers around the holiday season. It's the whole gamut. And it's very, very critical. It's a very sophisticated dance and super important to focus in on this idea of last mile and where it falls in the precedent. And even in my business, we can do the most amazing job in the world, pick the best supplier in the world, and do the manufacturing, the quality control, the entire process. We can do this whole entire thing. And in the end, it gets on the water, delivers to the ports. And if it doesn't get picked up by that truck in the United States or wherever else it is and delivered to that final client, none of it mattered. Right. None of it mattered. No matter how many people, no matter how many risk averse things you put into place, that last part is critical. It's everything. Yeah. It's literally everything.
So I have to ask, because I'm always so fascinated with it. And is there a drone company there?
I didn't see a drone company here, but that doesn't mean that there isn't one.
Right.
We did a quick kind of walkthrough. It's day one. There's going to be, another day tomorrow. We'll take a little bit more time in between things, but I didn't see a drone company. But I will make sure to highlight with any B-roll footage or things like that we can bring to show some of the unique innovations that are here. But I didn't see that yet. And I think that, honestly, we talked about this back at Manifest, and we can bring it up again here again, is the idea that it's not totally there yet. There's
Yeah.
a matter of technology. There's a matter of regulations. There's a matter of airspace. There's different parameters there that haven't really opened up
Right.
for the drone experience
Right.
yet, if you want to say, or at least on a more widespread adoption. It's just not yet there. So
Or the little robots that are delivering pizza.
that I think I see a little bit of some of that stuff here.
Yeah.
But again, that's more the business to consumer.
Yeah.
This has some of that, but it's definitely more, I think, on the larger scale, which is the
Business to
business to
business.
business type
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah,
All right.
yeah.
Well, look, get as much information as you can, because I'm sure we'll have a whole show about this, just you and I. Once you've
Yeah,
been there for 2 days, I know you've just got there and your belly's still full of cheesesteak. So so
right.
get around, get us lots of information. Maybe procure us a couple of guests for the show later on.
Oh, you know who I saw here actually? I saw Sarah Barnes Humphrey from Let's Talk Supply Chain. And
Oh,
we took a picture together, and she's very nice. And we actually had a discussion. Actually, she was a main speaker on the keynote speaker on the main stage with Target today.
oh
And
wow.
so we had a nice conversation. So we'll sync back up, and hopefully we'll be able to connect
Well,
with Sarah on some other
well,
opportunities together.
we'll get her on our show, and she can get
Yep.
us on her show, and that would be the perfect collaboration.
Absolutely. We'll figure it all out. And yeah, but it's a great show. And again, we'll be doing some more shows together. It's always good when we're here together, but
Yeah.
we're making it work. We're making it work the best way we can, right?
All right, buddy. Well, have fun. Be safe. Enjoy yourself, and we'll talk soon.
All right. Thank you, Richard. I'll see
All
you
right.
later.
Thank
Thanks
you.
again.
And thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for watching and listening. And just a reminder that each week we'll have a very special guest on to continue our conversation in the fascinating world of the global supply chain. Now, don't forget to follow our LinkedIn and YouTube pages at the Supply and Demand Show. See you soon.